Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Amethyst Podcast, episode 11. We are continuing our series with Avatar The Last Airbender in the Tarot Major Arcana. And today's card is going to be the Emperor. Now, I am connecting him to the King of Amashu himself, King Bumi. Again, like the Empress card, he doesn't show up much in the show, but he does show up more than, I would say, the Zuko's mother, the Emperor's card. Now, the Emperor, if you see the card, is a wise old man going by the beard. So if you see a beard, that kind of represents wisdom and somebody who's experienced. Not necessarily, again, man doesn't mean man in the card. It just you're representing somebody who is knowledge and higher up. He is has a crown on his head. He carries an Ankh scepter, and there's stones like rocks behind him. He's basically on a mountain, kind of isolated, and he sits on a throne with rams on it, which symbol the ram symbolizes he's got power. This is basically what a ram symbolizes: power and wealth. Now, the card also has another name, which I believe is the cubic, and may say this wrong, but the cubic stone, right? So there's a lot of stone imagery here. This also ties up to the king of Omashu. He is the king of a Earth Kingdom city, in or maybe a Earth Kingdom country, and he's very powerful and he's very wise, and he helps guide Aang to where he needs to be. That's really all there is to it. I mean, he's powerful, he's wise, stone imagery, it all connects to the king of Umashu. Now, if you're not familiar with Bumi, he's also very intelligent, in a outward, like thinking outside the box sort of way, right? Which shows the wisdom over just being knowledgeable. And to top all of that off, Bumi is somebody who I would say he conquers his problems by not being, I would say, oppressive, and he knows when to act. So there's a point where Bumi, a bit spoiler for the show, but Bumi gets captured, and after Bumi gets captured, he it turns out the entire time he could have escaped whenever he wanted to. He's so powerful that he can bend with his nose. He never was in any danger, but he knows when to act and when not to act. And that is actually the challenge for people who are in this position of whatever particular journey they're in. Knowing when to act. Emperor, in the negative sense, can be a tyrant, right? If you have a lot of power, you have a lot of strength, you have a good position, the stone represents the unmovingness of it. And that's what the earthbending in the show, which King Bumi does, represents. It is a unmoving force, a strong will, a sturdiness to it. And being unmoving in your power can sometimes lead to a bit of tyranny. So he knows, he's already figured it all out, like when to act, when not to act. He guides others to do that. And that is when he tries to teach people, right? You have, action, you have to retreat, and you have inaction, to not do anything at all. And he says there's more to it than that, but those are the important basis of it. And Bumi also, when they first encounter him, teaches people like, things aren't always what they seem, right? You have to make wise judgment when you have power. At this stage, if you're hitting this stage, you may have gotten some accomplishment. You may have moved forward. If you've gone past the Empress card, which represents having someone who's more important to you and being a guide to those people, well, you also have to learn when to allow them to make their own decisions. Sometimes you have to let things go. Sometimes you have to accept that people are going to make their mistakes and allow that to happen, even if you're in control over them. I'm a father. Sometimes I know that my son is going to mess up. That doesn't mean I'm going to be harsh on him over everything that he does. Sometimes I let it go. Sometimes you have to let them learn on their own, learn the hard way, right? These are things in knowledge points and wisdom points that we can take from that card. Sometimes you're trying to be in control of things. Just because you're in control doesn't mean that things always have to go your way, and you can't let it always get upset you when it doesn't. So that's all there really is to it. Thank you for tuning in. If you like this, if you want to see more of it, let me know. Hit a like, hit a subscribe. I'm coming out. I'm planning on doing all the arcana, so I'd like you to tune in for it. But other than that, God bless you, and you have a great day.